Hey everyone, good evening. Please let me know if you can hear me and see me all right. If the AV is clear, just a quick confirmation on YouTube chat will really help. Okay, my YouTube is open as well, but I'm seeing an ad, which is which is funny. But we are live. All right. Okay. Thanks for the confirmation. Awesome people. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to to another YouTube live from TISS again. We had one recently, but this is a completely different program. Um, I'll just set quick context about the session. We're going to discuss a very specific program at TISS, which is ODCL, which is Organization Development and Change Leadership. It's an HR-related program at TISS, and we have four students with us today. These are four first-year students from a particular committee at TISS who will take you through life at TISS, who will discuss the program in detail, and also there'll be ample time to answer all your questions. Okay, so if you are an HR enthusiast and you're looking to build a career in HR, TISS is a very good college. And I'm saying this of my own accord, right? I've not been asked to say this, but TISS is actually a very good college. So definitely a college worth applying. And as I said, if you're an HR enthusiast, this is a no-brainer. You should definitely apply for this college. Okay, so more about everything. They'll share, the students will share everything with you. Let me just quickly introduce them. So we have four very bright students from first year ODCL at TISS. We have Nikita Vijay, Nalin Raj, Saptarshi Das, and Kshitiz Chaurasia. All right. So welcome, folks. Thank you so much for taking out the time. I know you folks are very busy. The students are busy as well. So thank you to both the parties for attending the session. I'm sure students, you will gain a lot out of this. So over to you guys. Have fun with the session. I'll be in the background if you need me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such a lovely introduction. And before we are presenting our presentation, we would like to give our short intro about ourselves. I am Nalin Raj from TISS ODCL, batch of 2027. I'm currently pursuing first year in TISS ODCL. And I have did my BTech Mechanical Engineering from Shastra University, Tamil Nadu, post which I was working as a full stack developer in Cognizant for 4 years. And Nikita, you can give your intro. Nikita, you are on mute.
Sorry. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nikita Vijay. I am also a first year student of TISS MA ODCL program 2025-27 batch. I have graduated as a chemical engineer from NIT Nagpur, post which I have worked with Reliance Industries Limited for 3 years as a demand planner. And now I would request Saptarshi to continue and introduce himself.
Well, hello, CAT aspirants. So my name is Saptarshi Das. I did my BTech from IIIT Jabalpur, and post that I worked in the consulting industry a long stint. I actually started my career in a startup. After that, I moved to Deloitte USI, doing a lot of market intelligence work. And post that, I moved to a CPA consulting firm, a leading US firm called Wifley India LLP, where I helped business developers to get new engagements in the consulting firm. So that's about me. Kshitij.
Thank you, Sir Tashi, and hello everyone. I'm Kshitiz Chaurasia, and I'm from Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. I have done my electrical engineering from Noida, and post that I have worked for TCS over 2 years. Over to you, Nalin.
Yeah, I will share my presentation. Wait a second, I will share. Can anyone confirm that whether my screen is visible?
Good to go.
Yeah. First of all, very thank you for everyone present here, and especially 2IIM for providing this opportunity, and especially the CAT aspirant who are present in the live in spite of having CAT examination in the coming week. So, as a part of this ODCL Deep Dive initiative, what we aim at is to provide an overall view about what ODCL is and what this course provides, and go through the life of what we are going through as ODCL students, so that you will get an overall picture of what ODCL is, and you can make it as a career choice. So after the presentation, we will be answering your questions. So you can start posting your questions then and there when you are getting some doubts. So we'll quickly get into the presentation. So this is how we have designed our session for today. We'll have a quick overview of this. Then we'll be going into ODCL as a program, and we'll be saying what ODCL actually provides you and what we will be learning there and what kind of opportunities and roles you'll be getting there. And we'll also touch upon the life of TISS students. And finally, we will also explain what is the admission process and eligibility criteria so that you will be clear with the admissions process too. So coming to about this, like you all know that the Tata Institute of Social Science is a well-reputed college, which is established in 1936 as a Sir Sarojji Tata Graduate Social School of Social Work, and it got renamed in 1944 as the Tata Institute of Social Science, and it got declared as a deemed university in 1964. And it is the most reputed institution in people-centered management, social science, and social work. And one of the most unique factor in this, it's research-driven and self-reflective education that which makes us unique from other people. And we have a rigorous academic rigor here. And the one thing which also separates us is like we'll be always socially conscious people here because we are not working here and learning here as a management silos. We have 19 schools here, like School of Management, along with the School of Management and Labor Studies. We also have School of Social Works, School of Media and Cultural Arts. So we will not be working on studying here as a management silos. We'll have a interdisciplinary culture. Like we'll be daily talking with the people who are in social work and people who are in analytics. So we get a interdisciplinary kind of enrollment here. So now moving on to the ODCL as a program, it comes under the School of Management, School of Management and Labor Studies, and it is India's only full-time postgraduate program dedicated exclusively to organization development and change management. And it is a 2-year MA program with an intake of 35 students. And one point to note on here is the batch 10, that is 35 students. With this small amount of batch 10, you will get a great advantage to interact with your teachers. Like teachers will get to know about you in person. Like you will get a more personalized learning here. That is a good thing about this course. And this course mainly builds professional skills in the organizational development, change leadership, behavioral science, and system thinking. And the course focus on a wide transformation across strategy, structure, culture, and people system. Now coming to what is ODCL. Now for the past minutes I was speaking like change management, organization development, leadership. What it is actually. Let me give a quick picture like what ODCL is about. I have separated ODCL into 3 parts: organization development, change management, and leadership. And I will try to explain this ODCL in simpler words. Like if you take any organization, organization is not ever perfect. Why? Because your world will be constantly evolving. Now you can see in the world like due to AI how organizations are getting changed. So any organization has to change and evolve itself in order to sustain, in order to be effective and efficient. So what this organization development helps us is it makes organization find its problem and resolve its not by providing solutions but building its capability so that it will become efficient and effective on its own. That's what organization development is. So once organization development helps to build that capability, organization has to evolve now. So something has to be changed. That's some change can be structural change, it can be technology change, or it can be some process change. So while doing those changes, people also has to change because they now has to work in a different technology or process or a different culture. But why they have to work take the change? Because they have been recruited for some other culture and some other technology, but now we are asking them to work in a different change. So that's where change management comes in. Like we will be doing a structure process of planning and guiding and supporting people so that people will adapt those changes in a minimal disruption manner by showing them why they have to take this change and how it will benefit them. So this is what change management is about. And so as I said, while we are doing this change management process, we have to influence people. So we need to develop these skills also. So in ODCL, we are not just being trained as a professionals, rather we are being also inculcated with the leadership skills also. So this is what ODCL picture is in overall about, and it will be in most demand now, like because you can see that in the current world how organizations are rapidly changing and how this AI is making organization change a lot. So the person who is in the field of OD will be in a much demand in the future. And one more thing, like whatever I have written here as the definitions or the explanations of this is not actually something which I got from some book or some direct uh, teaching. Like this was been structured from various teachings, various class discussion we had, and various case studies with our teachers and our curriculum taught. So whatever the definition which I have will be different. If you ask Saptarshi and Nikita, they will have their own definition. That is how we learn things here, and that is what exactly what Nikita is going to talk about. What is our core pedagogy is like, and how we learn things here. And Nikita, you can take up the presentation from now.
Yeah, thank you, Nalin, for the introduction and then telling about what is ODCL and defining it so well. Now I would be continuing with what the course pedagogy looks like. So as Nalin already mentioned about the diversity, but to add on, I would say that at TISS, it's not just the cohort that is diverse. The learning itself is diverse and experiential, with fieldworks, with the human interaction lab, leadership as service, and also the research project. But before I just explain you elaboratively what these things, what I said just now, what they are, I would like to start with the core management subjects that are taught here. So various subjects like subjects on finance, marketing, operations, strategy, leadership. Then you have organizational behavior, organizational theory and design, and they form the basis of what the entire curriculum is designed. Now, what makes TISS unique, and especially what makes this course unique, is the experiential learning that we get. So I would start with the fieldworks that we have. So this is the most unique pillar. Every semester, we work with an organization. It can be a public or a private organization. We work here on live assignments, which can be culture assessments, redesigning structures, and etc. This way, since we are learning by practicing, so by the end of 2 years, we have completed over 4 of our fieldworks across different industries. Second, we have is leadership as service project. So now you see the typical definition of leadership, it focuses on power and authority. But here we learn leadership through contribution and responsibility. In this project, we work directly with social organizations where we learn what it really means to lead with empathy and humility. When we talk about social sciences, we talk about humility, we talk about working with people. So there comes this concept of working with empathy, leading with empathy and humility. Also, we apply various OD concepts and frameworks to understand the system, diagnose the issue, and then find meaningful solutions. Uh, Next, what we have is our research project, and it is the most important component of the course. In the final year, we choose a real problem or our area of interest within the organization. So, let's say, for example, hybrid work dynamics or psychological safety. And then we conduct a detailed study using OD and behavioral science frameworks, collect data through internships, through interviews, through surveys or observations, analyze patterns, and then finally design insights and recommendations based on our evidence. And then finally we have is summer internship, so which is like all the other MBA colleges, it is about 8 to 10 weeks long full-time work placement with an organization. Now, when Nalin started, he mentioned about the word self-reflective learning. So when he said that, it was mainly this human interaction lab. Like to put more emphasis, this is the lab where it is a very powerful and a transformational learning experience in the ODCL program. It is not a class, not a lecture, and it's not something one can understand by reading about it. One has to experience it by being in the process to know its impact. So, this lab is a protected space where a group of people come together and observe how they interact, communicate, respond, react, and relate to one another in real time. So, this lab teaches that change in any organization begins with the ability to understand and work with human emotions, relationships, and group dynamics. No textbook can teach that. So it is something one can learn by experiencing it with real people, real feelings, and real vulnerabilities. Also, we believe that it is important to bridge the classroom learnings with the organize with what happens in reality. So for that, we regularly have senior leaders from the industries like CHROs, OD consultants, change practitioners who come to interact with us and share their real organizational stories and transformational experiences. So they are really valuable in terms that they help us bridge the gap between what we learn in the class and how we apply it in real world. We get to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and also understand the business context behind decisions that are taken in an organization. And so, to summarize this, I would say that the approach that we have here at TISS is more on practice, it's more on self reflection, industry exposure, and social impact to develop grounded and capable OD practitioners. Nalin, can you take me to the next slide?
Yeah, Nikita.
Yeah, thank you. So now comes the most important, I think, the exciting part. When I'm saying this, I'm really full of so much of energy. When I talk about life at TISS, it's truly something really special. One of the first things you notice when you arrive in it is the environment itself. So TISS is located in a picturesque setting in Deonar, surrounded by lush green landscapes. So the campus has a calm, peaceful atmosphere which is far away from the chaos of the city, yet right in the heart of Mumbai. So it feels like a quiet world inside a fast-paced city. But I think beyond the physical beauty, what truly defines life at TISS is the culture and community. Our cohort is incredibly diverse. People come from different disciplines, industries, and regions, and this diversity deeply shapes our learning. Conversations are open, thoughtful, and respectful. So you learn as much from people's lived experiences as from textbooks or theories. There is a strong culture of collaboration on campus. We work together on projects, support each other through intense academic schedules, and grow together. Late night discussions, brainstorming sessions, and shared challenges become moments of connection and growth. So I would say life at TISS is vibrant too. So it is filled with a lot of cultural events. We have Samagam, which is our annual alumni uh, event, where, and apart from this, we have student-led committees, festivals, sports, speaker sessions, and academic conferences. So I think the campus has always been alive with energy, creativity, and purpose. Somewhere along the journey, you realize that this is not just an institution, it becomes a space where you transform yourself. So it shapes you emotionally, it shapes you emotionally, and also your worldview, your understanding of leadership, everything gets so much refined in many ways. So I would say that that is what makes TISS ODCL unforgettable and an absolutely good experience. So I would now request Saptarshi to continue and tell you more about the roles that we have. And Saptarshi, you can continue.
Well, thank you, Nikita and Nalin. In fact, I'm reminiscing the moments when I was an aspirant, and our seniors were actually taking us, through the slides. So I'm remembering all those moments. So with all the amazing things that TISS ODCL has to offer, let's focus on one of the most important things that's as students look forward to. That is the kind of roles that are offered in the ODCL cohort. So starting from the top, consulting roles come at this ODCL. So whether it's what Nalin spoke about, restructuring, people consulting, human capital, workforce transformation, all those things come under the consulting role. And in addition to that, you also have industry human resource roles that come uh, right from banking and financial services, insurance, pharmaceutical industry, manufacturing industry, and so on. Along with that, we also, as Nikita mentioned, we go through different functions in an organization. So operations management, marketing, sales, finance. So business strategy roles are something that caters to all the functions. And that along with general management, are the roles our companies respect and come to ODCL campus, ODCL cohort. Moving on to the next slide, and this is the most sought after summer placement statistics. Field internships are a USP at TISS ODCL. And with every semester that you learn, you get to apply immediately. So there's the gap between theory and practice is reduced through field internships. So the industry partners that you see at the bottom are a combination of the field internship partners along with the summer internship companies. Let's talk about what the cohort brings. So you have the cohort comes here with a minimum of 2 years of experience. They come from consulting backgrounds, manufacturing, IT and IT related services. People come from banking, government services, and so on. So we have a diverse batch of both males and females, and the cohort comes with an average work experience of 36 months. And based on your profiles, you are divided across different industries that the company comes here for: media, e-commerce, banking, telecom industry, conglomerates, and so on. And the stipend figures are towards the left. The highest stipend that we get here as of now is 4 lakhs and with an average stipend of 2.1. Moving on to the next slide, we have the final placement statistics. So the average statistics comes at around 23 lakh. So you pay a fees of 8.5 lakh, and that's the ROI that you get with the highest statistic of 36.25 lakh. And similar to what you've seen in the summer internship profile, here our industry partners come here for final placements. The students come here with prior work experience, and that is something that is extremely valued by companies. So again, repeating, the companies come right from pharmaceutical industry to manufacturing industry. So you don't have dearth of industries over here. Whether you come from any industry, you will have a place here at this ODCL. Now, moving on to the next slide, it's a zoomed in version of the industry partners that you've seen here. We have conglomerates, we have Fortune 500 companies, automotive companies, leading manufacturing firms. So this is just a reiteration of what I spoke about industry partners. So you have a plethora of opportunities over here. So don't think that you are completely changing your domain from what you used to work earlier. Over here, you have plenty of opportunities to experiment. Okay, you will not be assigned just one industry. Okay, so when you go from field internship to field internship, you get to experiment with multiple industry, and then later you have an alignment towards a certain industry, and based on that, you get to move to an industry of your choice. So that's the kind of experience that is provided here at this ODCL. So as a first year student, I'm pretty excited, and so are my batchmates. Moving on to the next slide, Kshitiz.
Thank you, Saptarshi. Thank you, Nalin and Nikita. Let's now move on to the admission timelines and the eligibility and the selection criteria for the course. So as you can see, the admission timeline the applications have already opened up on 3rd of November, and the last date to apply for the course is 10th of December 2025 at 5 p.m. But I would highly suggest candidates to fill it beforehand and avoid any last minute rush. And after that, you'll be given a 3-day of correction window. Having said that, do not please take care of utmost priority that you fill in the correct information, and if anything is left out and if any corrections are to be made, TISS gives the opportunity to candidates to have a correction window, and after the careful application sorting, will be announcing a shortlist for the online assessment by 13th of Feb next year, and the interviews personal interviews will go from 9th of March to 27th of March. After having the interviews, the first merit list will be announced by 20th April of the next year. You can also find a QR code at the top of the slide, which you can scan and go. It will direct you to the official TISS website, where you can actually have a look at the detailed admission timeline. Moving on to eligibility, the educational qualification that the TISS ODCL program requires includes some bachelor's or master's degree of 3 or 4 years with 15 years of formal education from a recognized university. Apart from that, at TISS ODCL, for getting admission at TISS ODCL, you need to have a minimum of 24 months of full-time work experience after graduation. And the cutoff date for calculating this work experience is May 1st, 2026. Uh, al- Also, there is a minimum common admission test percentile cutoff for the shortlisting, the online assessment shortlisting. And for example, the for general candidates, it's 60 across each section, that is VARC, DILR, and quantitative aptitude, with an overall CAT percentile of 70%. Along with that, the non-creamy layer OBC candidates and the SC/ST candidates get some relaxations as per the government regulations. So the selection criteria that we follow at TISS ODCL uh, will involve 70% weightage, 70% weightage for CAT and 30% weightage for personal interview. Nalin, can we please move on to the next slide? Okay, thank you. So there are two phases. There will be two phases of shortlisting. The first phase of shortlisting will go for online assessment. In that, 95% of your CAT score will be considered, and 5% marks are given for gender diversity. Now, gender diversity carries 5% weightage, and it plays a very important role. This 5% actually ensures that classrooms are more balanced, more inclusive, and reflective of the real society. So when the voices are from different gender comes together, the learning actually becomes richer, the discussions become deeper, and the environment also becomes very collaborative. For the candidates, this opens up opportunities to learn from diverse perspectives, build stronger interpersonal skills, and prepare for workplaces that value equality and inclusion. Also, for the final shortlisting, the weightage to the CAT score will be 70%, and the interview weightage is 30%. So, and that's huge. Uh, this is actually an opportunity for the candidates because the interview is a place where the panel looks beyond what your scores and sees you, your clarity of purpose, your values, your experiences, and your potential for impact. Think of it as a space where your journey, your struggles, and your aspirations finally speak for themselves. TISS is a people centric institution, and personal interview reflects that philosophy. They want to know how you think, how you respond to situations, how self aware you are, and how deeply you connect with societal issues. So, a strong PI can significantly lift your overall score because it shows your alignment with the program and institute ethos. So that's it for the criteria for selection. Please follow us on various social handles, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. The QR code and the handles are mentioned over there. Yeah, it will directly redirect you to the page. And a dedicated WhatsApp group for the aspirants have also been created, where you can free to ask any admission related queries that you come along. Okay, thank you. For the candidates and all the best for your preparation. Now we'll take up the questions. So in between, I got the question about a candidate asking about the field internship. How is that a USP? I think Nikita has added on to it pretty well. Is there anything anybody else would like to add on to it?
I think I can take it up. Yes. So along with summer internship, field internship is something that's a USP, as I mentioned earlier. So that's because every semester has an internship. So whatever you learn in semester, you get to apply it immediately in the company that you're working in. Okay. And the projects there do not limit to just the semester. It also includes like what you would be probably doing in your next semester, or what you would be probably working in summer internship, right? And so that's the thing. So this is something that I believe will give you an edge over the other students who just go for summer internship. Summer internship is basically after a complete year, right? Field internship is something that keeps preparing you for the next. So that for that reason, this is a USP. Another reason is in summer internship, you get to just work in one industry. In field internship, you get to experiment, right? So if you probably, let's say first internship, you get into a pharmaceutical. Second internship, you'll get into manufacturing. Third one, you'll probably get into banking. Okay, so you can actually align to which is your calling. So something like that. So that's the reason why this is a USP.
Yeah, adding on to that, like as Saptarshi mentioned, it gives a wide range of opportunity. You will get to explore like where you actually fit in. It kind of provide you chances, and you also be that, and then there you can be relating your experience, like the learning which you learn, and you can practically apply and see like whether it aligns for you or not. Uh, so uh, I want to add Saptarshi with this point. Then you can go with the next question, please.
Okay, so I can see a question which asks that does online assessment consist of general knowledge section 2? And something more information about the online assessment. So as of now, the online assessment includes the personal interview, and they will be the candidates will be assessed according to the personal interview that they had. And for more information about the interviews and the admission process, the candidates can join the admission related group, and they are free to ask any amount of queries that they have. Anybody would like to add anything to it?
Yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, so when you're going for an interview, it's very important that you take care of your current affairs, just like how you prepare for any other interview, right? So static as well as dynamic is something that you should always prepare for, during your interviews.
And to add here, one thing I would add is see, interview at TISS. So they want to know what is your journey, how you have, what are your experiences. So I think that is one thing I would like to add, that when you are preparing for interview, just analyze your life experiences and try to relate it to what you say in the interview. Pretty much. That's all. Yeah.
And from my side, of what I would say is like they will mostly expect like, do you have the clarity like why you are coming to ODCL and why you are making this transition? And along with that, like to make yourself relevant to ODCL, there are some 5 books which have been suggested to read before coming to the interview. You can choose your the one which you have interest you, and you can read upon to get some knowledge about like what it is, and it will be much helpful in the interview process.
Yeah, okay. We'll wait for some more questions as they pop up.
In between, like Saptarshi, like if you want to provide some tips to the CAS aspirant, we can provide, I think. Like.
Yes, for sure, Nalin. So same time, last time, we were nervous, we were all anxious. And speaking of myself, so I'm a cat repeater, and I thought like I just was extremely tensed that how I'll be performing. This is my repeated attempt, but all I can say is in the end things work out, right? Because you have been preparing from a long time. Okay, so now the 1 week that is left, it is time for you to assimilate whatever you have learned. Okay, try not to go into anything new. Whatever you have prepared, keep revising them, right? Get your sleep right, get your food right, just loosen yourself up, go for exercising. All I can say is just have confidence. Whatever you have learned, go ahead, take the exam, because at the end everything works out. So that has been my life story in brief. So that's all I can tell to the aspirants who are 1 week away from CAT.
Um, I would like to tell about my experience. So I think TISS has been my dream college, and I have appeared for all of its formats, like be it TISSnet, CUAT, and then finally it is through CAT. So I would say I think you have to be consistent throughout your preparation. Just try to be patient. I know there will be times when you will feel like giving up and you won't like your studies or something, but trust me when I say this, that you just have to just have patience and have faith in yourself, and you will really make it to the college and to your dreams.
There's one question that it's not actually a question, but he's asking about the ODCL information communication channels within the description of the chat. So to answer that, the description would actually contain all the links. The links I have talked about, the social media handles on our LinkedIn page, the WhatsApp group that we have talked about, which is made to help out the aspirants answer any queries that they have. Also, there's one question that relates to the gender diversity in the selection process. Uh, would someone like to take that up and explain how it is used in selection process? Yes. Okay. I'll take that up. The gender diversity, as I already mentioned, that it carries a weightage of 5% marks, and that actually gives a great advantage to the female candidates and the transgender candidates. And it's basically the thinking and for the college, the thinking behind this process is to make the classrooms more balanced and reflective of the more real society. So, and also we value when the voices are heard from the different genders. This gives us opportunities to have learnings from different perspectives, and also the workplaces are getting more inclusive as we step into the world. And so in order to include that and value that equality and inclusion, the TISS offers a 5% weightage to female and transgender candidates.
Spot on, Kshitij, actually. So in terms of diversity, I think companies are valuing it and companies are becoming more diverse in nature. And this takes diversity very seriously. And that's something that is reflected in the ODCL course as well. So yes, certainly.
This question that relates to the fear that the students might have related to the programs, and is about how the artificial intelligence, when it comes into the play, how that is impacting a job, or is it really impacting the job opportunities, or it's actually helping us?
I would take up this question, Satish. Yeah, like AI is coming and taking making a major impact in every job. I would say that they will come and take away some jobs which are very lower level jobs, like repetitive tasks which will be doing. It will not be taking every job where major decision has to be taken and some emotionally things are connected. Uh, those kind of jobs will not be taken. Only it will be taking the lower level job, and a higher order job will be remaining as such. And coming to ODCL, it will not take away the job of ODCL, because we are in the process of making the organization to adapt to the change. So when AI starts to take away the jobs or making some structural or technological change in an organization, we as a person will be the person who organization will reach us to in order to stabilize the organization with these changes. So actually, it will not affect our opportunities. Actually, it will boost us. Like we will be in more demand in the future, and in future, like I would say, like organization will be changing in a more rapid manner than this, because that's how trends goes. So we'll be in more demand as a person who is in field of ODCL. So you no need to have fear of choosing ODCL. Like, you should be excited to take the ODCL.
And adding on to what Nalin said, so you see, uh, when computers came in, people thought computers would replace their jobs, but that's not the thing, right? So people learned how to use computers. Similarly, as AI is coming, not just in HR, in all the functions, the pretty manual work will be replaced. So you have to use AI in all the functions and sub functions. So when it comes to HR, you'll be using AI in learning and development, talent management, talent acquisition. So the nature of the job is changing. It's not replacing job per se, right? So just wanted to iterate that fact. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So one more question come fear is there. The person is saying, I'm 31 with over 5 years of experience. Just curious to know if the current batch or the previous batch you might know of had any student over 30 years.
I think Saptarshi can answer.
All right. Okay. Great question, actually. So, I'm someone who belongs to that category, and I have about 8 years of experience. So, all I can say is it was one of the fantastic decisions that I took in life to go for TISS ODCL. I think I couldn't have I couldn't have taken any other step for this. So all I can say is, yes, you can definitely do it. And I don't think 5 years of experience is a lot. So that's my opinion. I mean, yeah. So I think certainly if you want to do it, go ahead, do it, and nobody can stop you from achieving your dreams.
To add on to that, there'll be some companies which is coming who looks for that experience. They need those kind of expertise. So there'll be always place for everyone here.
Yeah, definitely. Because the experience that you carry has a lot of weightage when it comes to the interviews and the selection processes and the insights that you can provide with your experience. So it's valuable and a part of your asset, I would say. So you are more than welcome to join the institute, and we'll be happy to have such wonderful candidates with experience in our institute. In the meantime, we are getting, in the meantime that we get more questions, can I would like to share your CAT experience, the journey that you went through, and how you feel after joining the college post 4 5 months.
Yeah, I would say like for me it's a very different kind of experience in the test. I come from a engineering background. I was also working as a software developer where I used to work in a very structured manner. And coming to this, it was entirely a different arena where things are very ambiguous. Whatever you learn, it will not be in a structured way. You will be learn to handle things which are very ambiguous. So it was actually entirely a different kind of shift for me, like a person who used to work in a structured manner to uh, work and learn in a very ambiguous environment. But it is actually a good thing to learn here, like because in real life things are not actually structured and things will always be ambiguous. And I'm learning those things, and I also get to see many diverse people here from. Even our batch has a person who is from who is a doctor and who is from pharmacy and who are coming from other courses. So I get a different kind of perspective from them, and the way they learn things are different. So I'm actually learning a lot being a student here, and that I would say as a good experience being here.
And yeah, so I can tell my experience. So after taking the CAT, with all these experience in the consulting industry, I wanted to do something that was very close to my intrinsic motivation. So I'm someone who loves teaching. I'm someone who loves strategy. I'm someone who loves to do things that directly come from the leadership, right? So after these years, I wanted to do a course where I would enjoy studying, right? And not just be on the lookout for a domain change. So for me, it has been a great journey of intrinsic motivation where I, truly wanted to enjoy the courses that are being offered at this ODCL. And coming to that, I also, did a lot of introspection that, where I would like to see in the next 30, 35 years. So this domain is something where I see myself doing and, working and excelling for the next 30, 35 years. So that has been my journey, and that is my future, lookout. So that has been my, like, that's the thing, that brought me to this ODCL course.
So I would like to share my experience. As I already mentioned, that TISS has been my dream college since the final year of graduation. So so firstly, why I wanted to join this course. So I have been, you read a lot about these things. A lot of changes going on in the environment. You have a lot of uncertainty. We often talk about this VUCA world, and so I was looking for something that in the years to come it is going to grow, uh, like the need is going to increase, and it's never ending. So I think that is something that brought me to ODCL. And now whenever I come to campus every day, I have a purpose. I know what I want to do today and what I'm going to take home when I go back from here. We are a cohort of about 35 students, and it's a small cohort, and that gives more of learning and less of competition. So that is something that I really embrace here, and it is an amazing journey. Thank you.
Yeah, so one question is lingering also, that the students are asking that why should we prefer MA ODCL over a regular MBA? So few things come to my mind that I would like to share, and then so as for me, I see this course as a course that is future ready oriented. It's as Nalin talked about, it focuses on organizational transformation. It's not just about business management. It allows you to build capability to handle disruption, complexity, and system-wide changes. And the change is actually going to happen, be it in on environmental aspect, be it social, be it governance. The change is there, and no matter how, as Nalin said, no matter how much things are going on, the world is evolving, and so the company, the organizations have to evolve in order to cope up with the changes. And also in this course, you get a unique blend of behavioral science, leadership, and business, and that's also integrate the psychology and organizational behavior change theories. So, and one of the USPs that we have talked about is the fieldwork program. So it's actually the experiential and practice heavy learning. So in our course, apart from the summer internship that we get in other B schools, we have 4 fieldwork experiences, and that actually gives a real hand-on experience of how the industries are actually evolving, working, and we get to have a hands-on experience of this situation. And if you see in a long-term goal, there is a rising demand for the organization development and change roles. Companies are actively hiring for this change, and how leadership can be developed, how talent strategy and transformation are going to help the teams. So, and there's a strong emphasis on the awareness and leadership identities as well. So I think, and talking in terms of financial also, will because that's an important part for a candidate. The ROI that the course offers is of also of a great value. You invest if you compare it to the other B schools, the fees for the ODCL is quite less as compared to the B schools, and the CTC that we are offering, the highest CTC as Saptarshi mentioned, and the placement stars that you have all seen. So. The highest package goes to 36 lakhs and with a median of approximately 23 lakhs for the year. So I think there's definitely an edge what MAODCL offers over other B school MBAs.
I have an interesting question. So does your batch include anyone from media industry? Yes, we have journalists in our batch. So we have a question on application for HRM and ODCL is the same. So you apply through the same portal. Uh, both the courses are offered from the School of Management. So while applying in the TISS website, so you have to choose the courses. So that's how it's gonna be. So I suggest and highly recommend for you to join the pages, the ODCL page, for all the relevant information on the application. We have another question. Is it like general management or a specialization offered later on? So the course covers all the functions in an organization: operations management, marketing, sales, finance. And then there's a slight focus on organization development, change management, and leadership. Right. So the emphasis is when you get out of the program and you go to the industry, so you think in a way where you are, that your track is towards the leadership. right? So that's the specialization of this course. But apart from that, yes, as any other course, you are taken through all the functions across the semesters.
Yeah. This one person has asked that after coming with minimum of 2 years of experience, how is the fieldwork that we have mentioned are helping, since they already know the organization and work that they have done in the organization?
Uh, I would like to take up this question. Uh, you are coming from a work experience with 2 years, you will get to know about how organization works, and you will have a work experience. That is a different kind of experience. Now, this field work you are going is like you are going to apply whatever you learn here. That will be entirely a different kind of things which you are learning here. You will be learning more about the people management which you are doing, and you will be applying in different industries also. You will have a work experience in a different. You would have come up from a workers with a different industry, and you will be seeing like how you will be applying things and how things varies in different industries. So it will be like more of applying the things which you learn from here over different industries, and you will get to know like how things work across different industries. So that's how it gets differ.
So
And if anyone want to add on, oh yeah, Saptarshi, go on.
yes, I think this question is pretty interesting. I mean, this is the question that I had when I joined the program. So so Ananya Nagpal. So you see, so my experience was in the consulting industry, and apart from that, I did not explore any other industry before joining the program. So once I joined the program, my first field internship was in a manufacturing sector, right? So my bachelor's was in mechanical engineering. So while doing my field internship, I could actually connect with my previous studies. And I also saw, okay, so in consulting industry, I had benchmarked a certain way of working, how people work or how the company or the industry works. When I came to manufacturing industry, I applied certain learnings of mine that I got in my work experience to the manufacturing sector. Okay, so even companies anticipate and companies, thank people coming from the other sectors, and they want, other sector perspective to be applied over here. Because let's say in manufacturing industry, people are working, they have been working at a same level, at a same pace, with the same kind of perspective. But when an external idea or an external thought process comes in, things change rapidly. Okay, so that's the kind of input that companies in the field internship they seek from the students here at ODCL. I hope that clears your doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Nalin and Saptarshi. I think that pretty much will answers that question. Saptarshi, I would like to have a bit focus once again on the placement numbers that we have at our institute, because I think that someone said U2S. I do not know the actual name. That's the YouTube handle he uses. So if you can talk a minute over about the placement numbers and the companies that visit our campus.
Got it. Got it. Yes. So I think it's pretty much available in our public domain on LinkedIn, Instagram. So just reiterating a bit. So our previous average was 23 lakh per annum, with the highest figure at 36 lakh per annum. So we get a mix of consulting firms as well as human resource or industry related companies. So whether you are someone who works amazingly well in a fast paced environment, solving multiple problems of multiple industries, go to consulting firms. You are someone who loves to focus in one products and services within a firm, so you can go to industries. So it's a mix of all kinds of sectors and domains. If you're someone who loves to work with the leadership, someone with a founder, so we have roles that come in the founder's office or the MD's office, right? So those are some of the key roles out of the many roles that come here. So the information is pretty much available on LinkedIn, on Instagram. So do make sure to follow our pages.
I think I think we have answered all the questions that we got on the live. Uh, and that pretty sums up this presentation also.
Awesome. Awesome.
Over to you, sir.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Thank you, folks. Very insightful presentation. I think you folks did a very, very impeccable job in sort of being ambassadors of your fantastic college. So well done. Thank you so much for taking out the time. I know your schedules as first year students, especially, are extremely busy. So we really appreciate this. Thank you so much for sharing all the valuable insights. Folks, a couple of points to note. I sort of heard the whole presentation, right? Just keep in mind that ODCL, this program requires work experience, but this work experience doesn't have to be HR experience, right? As Nalin mentioned. And by the way, I forgot to mention in the beginning that Nalin is a 2IIM alumnus. So I wanted to mention that as an introduction. Nalin is an engineer. Nalin got through this program. He's an engineer. He doesn't have HR specific work experience. There are other folks as well who didn't have HR work experience. So yes, 2 years of work experience is minimum, but it doesn't have to be from the HR domain, right? So keep that in mind. If you're someone who's interested in HR, I think this is a great program. ODCL, Organization Development, Change and Leadership. I think given that we are in this era of AI and an economic slowdown, I think business restructuring is happening pretty much in every organization, left and right. I was in the corporate world earlier in a totally different time. Fortunately, not in a time of an economic slowdown, but I was in a company which was very, very pro org restructures for efficiency every now and then. So I feel like this program is extremely relevant for today's corporate world, right? So if you're somebody who's interested in HR, interested in this domain, definitely consider applying for this college. It's a very, very good college, right? Okay, awesome. Nalin, just one quick clarification. You mentioned certain books for ODCL interview preparation. Does the college supply this list of books for the candidates who are shortlisted?
Like we have a committee, sir, like
Okay.
arts and aspirant relation team. Like we have kept the WhatsApp description to join those groups. If
Awesome.
they join, they themselves will provide. We also have a link mentioned in the bio, like a Google Drive, where you can also find those books. It's better they can join this WhatsApp group.
Join the WhatsApp group.
They will provide the updates then and there, and they will let you know like what and all you have to prepare for.
Okay.
And Jatin, adding to that, so even the TISS ODCL website has the list of books, right? Students can actually go to the website as well.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Folks, I think sorry, Nalin, go ahead.
Yeah, like book names will be mentioned there.
Awesome.
They will get the PDF or like the reference copy, the notes which they have taken from the group itself.
Okay, and that will help them prepare for the interview, is it?
Like the reference and notes which they have took from the book they will provide.
Amazing. Folks, if you are really serious, and this is not just TISS and this program, if you're really serious about any interview, right? I know students in the past who have completed books. Like, for instance, there was a student who was a huge marketing enthusiast, right? I wouldn't name the college. I don't think it would be fair because this is a TISS session, but they wanted to apply for a specific college and a marketing role. And I remember they went through the entire Philip Kotler, right? Of course, that's an extreme case. You don't have to do that. But since they've recommended these books, if you're very serious about this course and serious about preparing for the interview, if not all the 5, I would definitely suggest going through some books, right? So join their WhatsApp group. They've shared those details during the presentation. There was a QR code and all of that. Join the WhatsApp group. As Saptarshi said, go to the TISS ODCL website, and you'll see the list of books there as well. Okay, awesome. And if you have any more comments, any more questions for people who are viewing the live stream later, you can put them in comments. I'm in touch with Nalin and team. So, we'll get all your questions answered. So feel free to put them in comments and we'll get back to you. All right. Okay. The deadline is 10th of December, 5 p.m., right? Is that correct?
Yes, sir. 5 p.m.
Right. Awesome. So it's in the pinned comment. We'll put it in the comment and it's there in the description as well. Please, as one of them said, don't wait for the last date. Okay. CAT gets over on 30th. If you can't do it before, do it immediately after CAT and finish your application. All right. Okay, again, thank you, folks. Thank you so much for joining. Really good session, very insightful. And hopefully, we'll try and have these guys back during the interview phase for sharing the interview tips if they're available. But folks on the live stream, thank you for joining. We'll see you again. I'll see you again on YouTube. But if I don't see you again, all the very best for CAT. Okay, I know you guys have worked hard. You're probably very anxious right now, which is absolutely normal. These guys will tell you the same. They were in your board last year and they were anxious too, but they did well, right? They did really well, and they're sitting in a very good college. You will do extremely well as well. Okay, well as well. That sounds weird, but anyway, you will do fantastic. All the very best, and I'll see you again very soon. Okay, take care, everyone.
And
Thank you for
thank you
having
very much,
us.
sir,
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you,
providing this opportunity.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you
Really
for having
appreciate
us,
your
sir.
time. Thank you
Yes.
very much.